Hi, everybody. This practice is designed to help heal a heart. So if you're grieving, you could try this practice, see if it offers some soothing relief. Also, for anybody who just feels like they have a heavy heart, or any kind of physical sensation in the heart space, or just want to create more space in the chest. I recommend having 2 blocks, and we will also use a bolster for this class. So let's begin in downward facing dog. Spreading fingers, choosing to keep the knees bent, at least to start, and then for the duration of your down dog, if straightening the legs means you start to round the spine. Push the floor away, and send your shoulder blades away from your spine. And allow your head to be heavy. Start to tune into your breath. A slow, steady breath. From here, let's step left foot forward between the hands. You might need to help it there, or you could lower your knee and then step the other foot forward. So we come into what I call a runner's lunge with the back knee lifted, fingertips on the ground, or if you're rounding the spine or the ground feels far away, use blocks so we can keep this open chest. Press the back heel back. Imagine you could drag your front foot back without actually moving it. So it's gripping into the floor. Try engaging your back glute muscles. Squeeze the buttock. Heart reaching forward. Shoulders down the back. Breathing here. Breathing into the back of your rib basket. Now let's slowly ease the knee down to the ground and bring it a little forward so it's directly underneath the hip. If your knee is sensitive, put a blanket under your knee or fold the outer edge of your mat in so you have double mat under your knee. From here, rising up, still dragging the front foot back, still squeezing your back glute. Option to interlace your hands behind you. Draw the elbows toward each other. Keep lifting your chest and maybe lift the hands as well. Breathing into the front, back, and sides of the ribs. Carefully release the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Breath is in the foreground of awareness. Just one breath at a time. Second side for runner's lunge. If it's hard for you to get your foot up there, you can lower the knees and then bring your foot up and then re-extend through the back leg. I like to walk that back foot back so I can get good flexion with the toes, a good toe bend, and the sole of the foot a bit more vertical. Front foot dragging back without actually moving. Back glute squeezing, elongating your heart forward. Ease the knee down, try not to just plop it down. Slowly lower the knee down. Walk it in so it's directly underneath the back hip. Come up off of your hands. Keep engaging your back glute, dragging your front foot back. Option to interlace your fingers. You can interlace the opposite way from your default. Draw the elbows toward each other to feel the chest open up. Keep lifting the chest here. People have a tendency to drop the chest because then they can lift their arms higher. But we want the best of both worlds. So chest staying lifted and then lifting the arms within that range. Feeling the shoulder blades hug toward the spine and snug down the back. Release, step back, downward facing dog. Brush your spine with breath. Step your left foot forward again, back knee lifted if that's available. Weight into your right hand. You could use a block underneath your hand. Again, if you have to really round the spine or the floor is far away, use a block, bring the floor to you so the chest can stay open. And then lean into that hand a bit. And see if you can bring the shoulder blade. So if your left foot is forward, it's your right hand forward, the right shoulder blade drawing down the back and moving in, like it could come out your chest. Okay, still dragging the front foot back, still squeezing the back glute. From here, we're not moving the pelvis at all, so the whole pelvis stays still as we twist, rotating through your spine. Hand can stay on the hip or stretching the arm up, palm facing outward and directing the gaze down. Spreading your breath through three-dimensional torso. Unwind, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Second side, step your right foot forward. Back knee lifted if that works for you. Front foot drags back, back glute squeezes, weighting into the left hand. It can go a little more out to the left if you like. The pelvis is staying still, so I'm not tilting the pelvis. So I'm not sinking through the hips. Try to bring your left shoulder blade down away from your ear and then deeper into your back, so to speak. From here, we're rotating through your spine. Hand can stay on the hip or arm stretching up. Let's direct the gaze down to the ground. Make it more about the breath. One more time, stepping back, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank, upper push-up position, and then ease your way all the way down to the ground with control. Bring your forehead to the mat. And bring your arms down alongside your body. Let's tuck the toes under. Head still down, mine's lifted so I can be heard. And toes tuck under, push through your heels. And squeeze your glutes. Press the pubic bone down into the ground. Hold all that engagement. Interlace hands behind you. Draw the elbows toward each other. Lift your chest up. And then maybe lift your hands up away from your body. Keep rooting the pubic bone down. So hands lift up, and really arms are reaching back. Feel how that opens the chest and draws the shoulders back. Release the hand clasp as you lower, and you can bring forehead back down or rest one cheek on the mat. Send your breath particularly into the upper back, upper and mid back. Return your forehead to the mat. One more round of our locust, Shalabhasana. Let's tuck the toes under again. Drive back through the heels. Squeeze the glutes. Press the front of the pelvis down. Interlace the hands the non-habitual way. Draw the elbows toward each other. Lift the chest and reach the hands back toward the feet. You might even try lifting the lower bellies, like hollowing the belly away from the floor. See how that feels. Gaze is down here. Chin slightly tucked. Back of the head presses up toward the ceiling slightly. Release, either resting your forehead or the other cheek for a moment. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders and press back to child's pose. Now let's come onto our back. Plant your feet. Feet about hip width apart. Feet not directly under the knees. Send the feet a little further away from you. Let's find neutral pelvis. So your pubic bone and your ASIS, the two bony points in the front of the pelvis, are all on the same plane. It's a triangle and it's like a table. So if you have neutral pelvis, you'll have a lumbar curve. There'll be a space between your lower spine and the floor. If you have a block handy, you can take it on the medium setting between your thighs, close to the knees. Feel each toe into the ground, root through the big toe mounds, the baby toe mounds, and the heels. Let's keep the hands there on that triangle table so we can make sure that we keep the neutral pelvis as we lift up into a low bridge. Okay, so we're not pressing the lower back flat into the ground. Lift just about a fist or so off of the ground and maintain your neutral pelvis. Squeeze the block and engage your glutes. Once you feel like, okay, I got this, you could release your arms if you like, and let's just breathe here. Lots of engagement through the glutes, into the block. Breathe into the back ribs. Tuck the tailbone, lose the neutral pelvis, and see if you can articulate one vertebra at a time, returning to the ground. Again, repeating, same bridge, low bridge, neutral pelvis, squeeze the block, come up. It's a low bridge. I'm not going for a huge lift here. More about engagement and breath. You can try bringing your abdominal wall toward your back, drawing it inward without changing the shape of your spine. So if you're engaging the abdominal wall back, that means you have to breathe a little more shallow and more into the ribs, more where the lungs are. Tuck your tailbone, slowly roll through the spine to come down. One more round, same bridge, rooting evenly through the feet. Engage your glute muscles, squeeze the block, come up just a few inches off the ground. Perhaps adding Mula Bandha, the root seal. So in and up with the pelvic floor. It's not just a squeeze, it's an in, horizontally, vertically, diagonally, in towards center, and then up. Like you could draw your pelvic floor deeper within yourself. Tuck the tailbone, roll through your spine to come down, and remove the block. Arms out to a T. And let's drape left leg on top of right leg so there's no space between the thighs rather than the figure four shape. So tight knit legs in a sense. Rock to the inner edge of your right foot, legs lower to your left. And then back up to center. Let's repeat this a handful of times. As the legs go to the left, try to keep your right shoulder down on the ground. Try to make this one a little easier. We just did a few more challenging poses. So rather than pushing or forcing or making the legs come down, like you think, oh, they need to get to the floor. No, they don't. Just let them drop. Feel the expansion through the chest, torso, and the expansion of your breath, especially into the back ribs, back lungs, back of your heart. At the end of that one, whenever it is for you, switch the cross of your legs so right leg is on top, dropping the legs gently over to the right, and then back to center. Slow movement. Left shoulder stays rooted. Once you're back to center, uncross your legs, roll to your side, press yourself up, grab your bolster, a couple of restorative postures. We'll hold just for about a minute or so each. So this first one is another twist. Bolster lengthwise on your mat. Bringing your left hip right up against this short edge of the bolster. There's options for how you position your legs. So your knees could be stacked, they could be offset. You could go even wider. It should feel easy and gentle. We're not necessarily going for a huge stretch here. Okay, so find a leg position that works for you. Left hip right up against the edge of the bolster, bolster lengthwise out in front of you. Turn your torso to face your bolster, and then try to elongate here. Extending your heart forward as you lay yourself down onto the bolster. So we're trying to get more the front of the torso versus the side of the torso onto the bolster. And then resting either cheek on the bolster. Again, this should feel easeful. So if turning your head to the left is a huge stretch for your neck, then that's not really what we're after today, or at least not my suggestion. Resting your head, and let's be here for 2 minutes. Make any adjustments so it feels good for you to be here. And then just surrender into the bolster. And keep your breath in the foreground of your awareness. Particularly if mind is busy, give it the breath to focus on. Breathing into the wide open back. About 1 more minute. Let's plant the hands beneath the shoulders to press up. And then simply turn your body around. No need to move the bolster. Right hip up against this short edge of the bolster. Orient your legs in that same comfortable way. It might need to be a little different on this side. Turn your torso to face the bolster as best you can. Stretch the front body forward. Reach your heart forward as you come down onto the bolster and rest your head. Make it all about the breath. One more minute. Back body breathing. Plant your hands beneath your shoulders to rise up. And then bring your legs around in front of you to find a seat. If you're slumped back, you'll want to sit on the edge of something and probably even stay upright, or bring your hands behind you and focus on being upright. Okay, so we never want to have, never say never, but we don't want to be rounded here and then trying to fold forward. So we really want the pelvis to tip forward in order to find our forward fold. Particularly if you have any disc issues or sciatica, having the pelvis tipped back and trying to round forward is not a good idea. Okay, so keep that in mind. You might end up using your bolster. You might end up using both blocks here. You could even sit on the bolster if you're really rounded back, okay, and stay upright. So for some of us, we'll be happy with the feet together. Others will want to take the feet hip width apart. You can even take your feet like maybe mat width apart, not a wide-legged forward fold, but the space in between. Okay, if you are folding forward, some of you might be able to use your bolster to support your head. So if the head doesn't get there, don't excessively round. The goal isn't to get the head to the bolster. The goal is more to get the bolster or your support to your head. So with that said, you could use your blocks underneath the bolster, or instead of the bolster, in order to find that shape. We'll be here for about a minute. So it's worth taking the time to set it up properly. Please remember that you're not trying to modify your practice for the props. It's the other way around. I see this all the time. Gotta get my head to the bolster. No, gotta get the bolster to your head. Okay, everybody, we'll be here for about a minute. Whether you're upright or folding forward. We're trying to keep the chest open rather than a diving shape where the chest gets closed off. Head heavy, back body breathing. Press down through your sitting bones and your legs to bring yourself back to upright spine if you folded forward. I should have mentioned this before, but if you ever decide to return to this video and none of these props worked, you could use a chair, forearms on the seat and head on the forearms or something like that. Okay, sorry, I didn't think of that earlier, but gathering props and having space for practice sometimes can be an issue at home. You can set your blocks aside. Our last shape is, again, with the bolster. The bolster lengthwise, just like your mat, mirroring your mat, and then find the bottom of your rib cage and align that with the bottom edge of the bolster. So the spine and the head rest on the bolster. Some folks like to have their sacrum right up against the edge of the bolster. If that's you, go for it. It's not me. Others will find the bolster is a lot, in which case you could grab a blanket and put it underneath your sitting bones. So there's not such a big change between what your sitting bones are on and what your spine is on. Yeah, so you would elevate your pelvis a bit, right? Something like that, a pillow or a blanket. So it's more of a gradual change. Okay, head is on the bolster, arms are comfortably on the floor. You could have your feet planted if legs straight is aggravating for your back. And we will rest here for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. If your chin is really popping up toward the ceiling, you'd want another blanket, so there's a little chin tuck. And breathing here into the back, into the sides of the ribs. You can just let your breath breathe you, unless the mind is really busy. Then a more deliberate breath. Let's take a couple of deeper breaths here. When you're ready, you can bend your knees, grounding your feet. Rolling carefully off the bolster onto your side. And keep your head heavy as you use your hands to press yourself back up to a seat. Let's bring hands, palms together at heart center. Bowing head to heart and hands. Thank you for practicing with me. May you be at peace today and every day.